People join the Facebook feed, the live video feed. There are people that listen to this radio station, and it does serve this community.
Yes. And that's what radio is supposed to be about. And that's why we hope someone will step forward and be a good Samaritan and buy the old gal and take over this place and run her as well as the Showalter family did for all these years. Please, for the sake of this community and for the sake of this county, do not let this signal go dark for too long. Please, someone step forward and do it. Overnight tonight, it'll be clear with a low around 52. That was actually Friday night. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do another weather forecast, except I'm going to do it the newfangled way. I'm going to do it with my phone in front of me.
Well, I wouldn't have had one of those.
Oh, man, back in the day, we could have done some damage with this. Your forecast for overnight tonight is just lovely. 57 for a low tonight. Tomorrow, sunshine, very warm, high 85. Fair tomorrow night, low 61. Tuesday, mostly sunny, very warm, 86. Currently, I always hated it when people said that. Currently in St. John's, well, what is it going to be 15 minutes ago?
You know, there was one other thing that you actually broke me of that
What's that?
Thank you for that.
Thank you. My pleasure.
I would say it's 62 degrees. You said.
Just say it's 62.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's 66, by the way. It's 66. And the live feed is now, look at everybody's got the live feed going in here. This is great. Oh, hi. Over here?
Yep.
Who is said, who I'm supposed to say hi to? Christopher Eisenhower. Thank you for listening. Thank you for calling. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching us on Facebook. We don't want this to go away. That's why we're staying on a little longer. Stay all night, stay a little longer, dance all night, dance a little longer. Yeah. I used to sing along to records, on this station.
Eric, talk about your gospel.
Yes, and I'm going to step aside here and let Eric Lambert talk now for a little while. Eric, go ahead.
Thank you, Dave. Okay, I want to say a few things about a program that ran here for just about as long, I think, as WDQN has been on the course of its existence, and that is the Sunday morning show, Gospel Sing Time. I got to enjoy to be the host of that program for a few years, and we would play gospel music, and it was just a throwback to the old-time radio shows where people would call in. It would be a live broadcast. And we would have listeners faithfully that would call in on a regular basis, and sometimes it would be the same songs that they would request each week in, week out. But we appreciated them calling in, and some of those people that called in the songs never actually even got to hear those songs being played on the radio. We had a listener from Warren, Michigan, and her name was Eileen McEwen, and she would call every week. She would call ahead of time. Someone would write down the request, and they would send it out to the family that she had living down here. And so that I thought was a testament to local radio in itself. But to be able to have a hometown-spun gospel show and to be able to bring that to you every week, I did enjoy being part of that. Adam Hartsock was the person who introduced me into that and how to do that program, and he did it with uncomparable enthusiasm, and may God rest his soul tonight. And then it was also carried on through Ian Pierce, who I'm going to let him talk a little bit about Gospel Sing Time, because someone called in and wanted him to talk about that program. So let me let you jump.
I'll hop in here. Sure. Are we getting ready to hook somebody in here?
We're going to patch in Jim Rodenbush, who worked out here to the era that.
Say a few things about Gospel Sing Time.
Okay, let me say a few things here, and then we'll go to Jim. I was fortunate enough to be able to do the Gospel Sing Time program for about the last year here, and one thing that always stuck out to me with the Gospel Sing Time, and it's not a program that you really heard about a lot. It seemed like in the public eye, there were just so many dedicated people that listened, and we got a lot of calls for that program. A lot of people never called, and I've had a lot of people reach out to me just here in the last day, now that they've found out that WDQN is leaving the air, that have reached out that I've never heard of before, that have said, hey, I listen to your program every week. I'm really sad that this is happening, and you just don't realize that there's so many people out there that listen to the gospel program. And one thing that I always tell people is, and I don't know if there's any truth to this or not, but it almost has to be that Gospel Sing Time has to be the oldest running weekly program, at least in this area, maybe farther than this. I mean,
You're right. I think,
Yeah.
when did Gene say that began?
I mean, it's been going on since the 50s, I'm sure. And
Sing Time.
and what they would do, there would be a live band in the studio that would play the requests back in those days. And it's just evolved since then, and it's been kept going by the Showalters, and it's been just a real big part of WDQN.
It's
Yeah.
It's up there.
It's got to be one of the
It's up
oldest
there.
weekly programs.
It started out actually as a live show. The room that's Greg and Gordy's office out here was originally a studio, and they sang live. Mini grand piano. And with a mini grand piano in there, and that's how the show got started. And then through the years, it became records, and now CDs.
I have never seen this before. This is the log of programs from July 13th, 1955. Wow, that is amazing.
That I have not seen either. I've seen it as far back as like the mid-late 60s, but not mid-50s.
That is really neat.
You were talking about the live programming, and
Yeah.
when I joined the
Look
church
at this.
choir,
Yeah.
they remembered coming out here. They used to have a quartet.
Wow.
They had a quartet, and they would come out here every week and sing as part of Gospel Sing Time.
Are we still going to patch our friend in here?
I think he's still on the
Jim
end.
Rodenbush is on the phone.
Yep. So he's on patch 2.
Is Jim there?
Wikipedia. This is the 1955.
I don't know if he's there.
Doc is here. Doc is not here. Is Tommy Newsom here? Snooky Young?
Who wants to? Does somebody want to step in here? I don't know this gentleman.
I can step in.
Perhaps one of you guys would
Travis
want to be
knows
the
him.
one
I'm
doing
going
the
to.
doing the talking.
Is he still on
The
the line?
Anonymous Anything Society. Look at that.
451 for that work in there, all right.
Jim, are you there? Hello?
Up on 2. Help me know.
Jim, are you there?
Is the caller there?
Caller, go ahead.
Have him call back on 8212.
Jim, if you're there, call back on 542-8212.
We can give the number out.
Jim, are you still there?
Still here?
Yes.
Now,
Hey, could you
everybody-
call back on 54?
I could hear Colin talking on that line.
I don't work good under pressure either.
Anyway, we had Jim Rodenbush on the phone. He found out just this evening, I believe,
Yeah.
that we are...
There he
There we
is.
go, the phone is ringing.
WDQN. Is that Jim
6:30
Rodenbush?
in the morning.
Might be Jim Rodenbush on the phone right here, guys.
Get ready, here you go.
All right, send it to him.
Jim, are you there?
This is going to turn out to be like the people speak on WHCO, but you can't hear them.
Hello, are you there?
Open him up on that.
Hello.
Jim, are you there?
We're working it here.
There he goes.
Are you there?
Here's something. I can't hear it.
I think there's a few times we actually had to hold the receiver up to the mic.
Yeah.
He's talking.
Jim, are you there?
This is great.
Okay, so
This is
we're
fabulous.
going to have to go back.
Phil Richardson.
Anyway, Jim Rodenbush is on the phone. We're trying to get him patched into the board here. Dave, do you know where Jim's living now? Did he say where he's...
Somewhere, I believe Fort Collins, Colorado.
Colorado, okay.
Look at this. This is
Remote's in
David
Who?
Okay.
Say
Jim,
hello
are you
to
there?
Whoever he is.
Hi, David. So I'm a DuPont native and I'm on the radio in Detroit now, and it was WDQN that inspired me to go.
Jim, are you there?
Yes! Wonderful.
I don't hear anything. You're going to have to call back.
Well, we tried.
Anyway, Jim Rodenbush, we're trying to get him patched in. He worked out here in 92, 93, I believe, for a while. and I succeeded him. However, I did come out here in the evening during the week and hang out and kind of learn how things worked out here.
Yeah.
And we're getting more people joining our
My wife's gonna really get mad at me.
our live video feed via Facebook.
Maybe I'm doing it wrong.
Your forecast for tonight calling for clear skies, low near 58, sunshine for Monday, high near 84, clear skies Monday night, low near 61, Tuesday, sunny skies with a high near 86. We're holding steady at 70 degrees at our studios here just north of DuQuoin in St. John's. And Dave got some news a while ago from the boss that we didn't have to go off at 10 o'clock. He said just don't violate any FCC rules.
We're trying hard not
And
to.
we're working really hard at not doing that tonight.
Can you try to call us on a cell phone? We'll put you on speakerphone.
Does he have? Yeah, we're working really hard to get Jim.
We're
on
working
the
really
air.
hard in here to get Jim Rodenbush on the phone.
I just love looking at this thing here.
Isn't this awesome?
This is the good view. I agree. It is the good view.
Okay, what is it? 618? Okay, here's the number you call. 618 357
That way you don't hear the
More awkward pauses, Dave. Remember the
Yes,
awkward
lots
pauses?
Of awkward pauses.
You can never get enough of the awkward pauses.
Yes. I used to get riled at by friends. Why do you pause so much on the radio? Hey, Paul Harvey did it and he made millions.
Absolutely.
What? Hey,
Are
You
we
know,
working
I
on getting
realized-
Jim on? Okay.
we're working on it. I realize when I work here, many people in Perry County relied on Paul Harvey for their singular source of news.
Yes.
At 7:30.
At 7:30.
7:30.
Like clockwork.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, I think we're going to have Jim Rodenbush on here in just a second.
All right. Put it on.
Hey, not too bad.
This is like a mini class
Yeah,
reunion,
really.
but better.
All right, hey, let me put you on speaker here, and I'll hand you down there. And
Woot!
143.
Late night with WDQN.
143 people on Facebook.
you got Jim is on
No,
speaker.
we used to sign off at 11.
Jim, are you there?
I'm here.
What did you think when? Well, tell us how you heard the news that we're going off the air tonight.
Well, I heard the news maybe 20 minutes ago when I was giving Facebook a scroll and saw that WDQN was on Facebook Live and had to sort of figure out to myself what was happening. So I'm in the early stages of processing all of this. This is like I said to Trav earlier, this is kind of like learning about a death in the family. This is
Absolutely.
something new.
Absolutely, it is, and that's exactly how Dave and I felt when we learned of this last week. Jim, tell us about what year exactly was it that you worked out here? I can't remember.
I worked from November of 1992 until I graduated high school, summer of '94, and then I came back first summer after college for the summer of '95. So like 92 to 95 approximately.
Okay, I do remember that. We were talking about that off air a few minutes ago, and knew it was in the '90s. Couldn't remember exactly the years that you were out here. We have pretty much had an open mic for about the past hour, playing a few songs here and there. I do know that you can listen through the website. WDQN1580.com, I believe, is where you need to go for that. And we do have people listening online. Laura, how many people are we up to now on 116 people, Jim. You wouldn't have heard this, but we talked about this last hour that you can remember when we were out here. We made jokes. Nobody listened to this radio station. We joked about it all the time, but now more than ever, it is so clear that people do listen to this radio station. It has been a part of this community for many, many years, and we have learned that people do listen to WDQN. We talked a little while ago about that, as stations were bought up and formats were changed, one thing always remained the same, was WDQN. And in the year 2017, we are the only station in this area that has a live DJ sitting behind the microphone right now. Everything else is automated. Even when you get into major cities, everything is automated. but yet WDQN has always been live. And that's the way it always has been.
I remember a long, long time ago, you would not only get WDQN through the radio, but you used to be able to get WDQN through your television sets.
Yep.
Yes, and you still can. Channel
Okay, 'cause
18.
I would remember listening to the radio station. This would have been the mid-1980s. It would have been on, I want to say, Channel 7, Channel 8, while at my grandma's house. So, I mean, that is the reach that I can remember in terms of, wow, how far back the community and the station have been. That's just, that's going to be a loss. I mean, it's one of those things that, like I said, I'm still processing the news, so it's really, really crazy to think about, but it's a definite loss to the community. There's no question about it.
Absolutely. I learned about it last week, about the same time that Dave did, and we were talking on the air a while ago about that. I always thought WDQN would be here.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that forever grateful to the Showalter family for putting me on the air all those years ago, because I had big dreams and big aspirations of a career in journalism and a career in media, and WDQN was my start, and that's a big part of my life and a big memory. And I'm sure that that's an impact that I'm not the only one that could say that tonight. That's got to be a lot of other people where the station has had a huge part of their life.
And that's exactly right, Jim. The most of the people out here, started their career at WDQN. And, one thing that never changed was the Showalter's dedication to live local radio. The station has always had a live DJ.
And they've been so community oriented, and so, oh my gosh, I was 16 years old the first time they put me on the air, and I know that it couldn't have been the cleanest thing to listen to back in the day. They were such a patient family, and so dedicated to, like you said, having those live local voices. That wow, it's gonna, like I said, I keep coming back to the same word, but it's a heck of a loss for
It
everybody.
is. I can remember, if I remember correctly, you worked Tuesday nights and Sunday mornings. Was that right?
Well, yes, that's correct. And my very first, I don't know if Dave would remember my very first Sunday shift, where I thought that I had not turned all of the proper buttons on, did not think that I was on the air, and speaking with a live mic, my very first time on the air, speaking with a live mic, not knowing that the mic was live, and who knows what came out of my mouth.
I may have done that same thing a time or two when
For some reason,
when
I
we
have fuzzy
did-
memories now.
Dave has fuzzy memories of that. Yes, we had. Do you remember back when we had the FM frequency? Well, the FM frequency is still on, but it's owned by another company now. But
Right.
so we won't talk about that. But back, in the day, we split the AM and FM for DuQuoin football games, and Pinckneyville Panthers on AM, DuQuoin Indians on FM. Dave was, I think you were doing the football game.
Yes. That was
And
1997.
we
I know
en-
the story you're going to tell.
We
I don't know when
engineered the
you're gonna
FM, or we engineered the football game from the production room directly to my right,
tell. Yeah.
and it came over the phone, and I forgot to unplug the phone, and may have dropped an accidental word. I won't say what it is, but it's a bad word. And
Happens.
we learned how many people listened to DuQuoin football on WDQN FM that night, because I had many people that following Saturday tell me, "Hey, I heard you say an expletive on the radio last night."
Yeah.
And I think we all have our stories to tell about the things that happened out here. The mistakes we made, but it was all live local radio.
It was. And it's had just such a huge impact. I mean, it's been 22 years now since that time ended, and just, I said, just scrolling
Prophet.
wish Jeff could be here tonight.
Yeah, Jeff couldn't make it out here tonight, but we do appreciate. I think I speak on behalf of everyone here, Dave and Jeff Blair. We appreciate you reaching out to us tonight. I did get. Did you get my cell phone number off the air from Dave?
No.
No, but I did pass mine along.
Okay, I will get it from. Well, I guess we have it on Jeff Blair's phone here. I will get the number from Jeff Blair, and I will send you a text message so you have my phone number.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much for calling tonight, Jim.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
All right, who wants to? What are we gonna do? Are we gonna talk or are we gonna play a song? What are we gonna do here?
Does someone have any final thoughts? Because I think we probably should be wrapping up before too long.
Okay.
But I don't. That's just me.
Okay.
I agree.
Well,
It's time. It's
okay.
time to wrap it up.
Okay. These smaller bosses have spoken.
And I do have a final song to play.
Okay, you have a final song to
Yeah,
play.
If you have final words to say, then we
Can
can.
I want to say a few thousand words.
I'll
Give or
let you
take
say
4
your
or
1,000 words. I'll
5,000.
play a song.
All right, and then we're gonna go.
Yeah. And then I think Colin has a tribute at the end.
Just the one that's played all day.
Okay, well, so it's not.
Okay, if you haven't heard the tribute, you should stick around and listen to that. It caught my ear earlier today, and it's very meaningful. All right, so we're up to 123. Really? Wow, 100.
I think I'm down to 10.
128 on the Big 1580 Facebook page. Okay, so this radio station began in 1951 as WAVA, and it was over in Ava. And in 1953, it moved to DuQuoin. And it originally broadcast, if memory serves me right, from the building at the corner of West Main and North Walnut Street on the northeast corner upstairs. I remember someone who worked here at one time when it was downtown, I don't know who he was, who told me that the bells at Sacred Heart Church would ring at noon, and they would stop what they were doing, and they'd just open the mic and just let it go, let them bells go. I remember that. Showalter family came to town in 1956, and the Langford Broadcasting folks, Langford family, bought the place, and the FM signed on in 1969 and was sold in, about 2003 to a different concern. And this radio station has been on the air in this town continuously since 1953. I'm going to say it again. Somewhere out there, there is a good Samaritan who is going to buy this radio station. We've been sitting out here so far hoping that that person would walk through the door with a big fat check and say, you're going to be on tomorrow. It hasn't happened. Someone, somewhere, is not going to let this frequency go dark. On behalf of the Showalter family, and on behalf of Travis House tripping in the background, and on behalf of all of the guys who are in this room who have given their life to working here, we thank you.
Absolutely.
For listening to this radio station, for supporting us, for calling, for the good words, for the baked goods, and for all your love. God bless you. And we'll meet again. Don't know where. Don't know when.
God be with you till we meet again. By his counsel's guide uphold you. With his sheep securely
till we meet, till we meet again.
God be with you till we meet again.
You're listening to AM 1580 WDQN. It is 10:47 on your Sunday evening. One final time, your forecast for tonight, calling for clear skies. Low near 58, sunshine for your Monday with a high near 84. It is 71 in DuQuoin. Joined by Colin Dorsey, Eric Lambert, Ian Pierce, Jeff Blair, Dave Jewell, my girlfriend Laura Fiss, and Jeff, what is your daughter's name? We didn't get...
Haley.
Haley, all here in the studio as we're just about ready to shut her down for the final time. And I can't say how glad I am to be out here with Dave and Jeff and Colin and everybody for the last day in this radio station. Dave has something he's going to read the last time you will hear this. And for the last time, I am going to say, this is WDQN DuQuoin, a service of the DuQuoin Broadcasting Company.
Oh, sweeter words were never spoken. Oh, man. I don't want to do this. Man, I don't want to do this. Got to be done. I'm going to read this, and then you're going to hear the tribute, and then you're going to hear the national anthem, and then you're not going to hear anything. And it's a crying shame. Okay?
Absolutely.
It's a crying shame. Please, someone buy this frequency and put the old girl back on. And now, WDQN AM concludes the final day of broadcasting activity. WDQN AM is owned and operated by the DuQuoin Broadcasting Company. WDQN AM operates on the assigned frequency of 1580 kilohertz with an effective radiated power of 250 watts daytime and 10 watts nighttime. Our business offices, studios, and transmitter are located along U.S. Highway 51 north of DuQuoin. We thank you faithfully for listening through the years. And now on behalf of everyone who has ever sat in this chair throughout the years, my name is Dave Jewell.
This is Eric Lambert.
Ian Pierce, Colin Dorsey,
Jeff Blair.
Travis House.
Gracious sakes alive, we don't want to do this, but we got to do it. We say to you good night, good luck, and God bless you. You're going to hear the tribute that Colin Dorsey put together. He did a fantastic job. And then you're going to hear the national anthem. And then, for what we hope ain't the last time, the old girl's going to go dark. Fare thee well.
For over 60 years, WDQN has been the voice of Perry County, furnishing news, weather, and local sports. With heavy hearts, we regret to say that today is our final broadcast. At the close of day tonight, this sign-off will be our last. Those of us, past and present, who have worked at WDQN Radio and the Showalter family want to thank you all for inviting us into your homes and into your cars. We have done our best to serve you as valiantly as we could. And when you turn to us in times of need, times of hardship, and times of joy. In 1959, our broadcasters stayed on the air for 72 hours to furnish and relay information following a tornado that devastated the Sunfield community. A tornado that brought down the telephone switchboards and communications as a whole. But WDQN was there relaying information to the families and authorities that needed it most. Following the terror attacks of September 11th, 2001, we stayed on the... We leave the air for one last time. The anthem will play and our transmitters will go dark one final time. When you wake up Monday morning, WDQN AM will be no more. For the first time in over 60 years, that spot at 1580 kilocycles will be blank, just as it was in 1953. The Showalter family extends their gratitude for welcoming them into the community and allowing them to serve you. It has been their great pleasure to operate this station since 1956. The Showalters and the staff of WDQN AM thank all of our faithful listeners throughout the years and the sponsors of our radio programs. We kept radio the way it was with live DJs who knew the community they worked in. And that's the way it should be, and that's the way it always was on WDQN. We say thank you one last time and welcome you to stay with us for the rest of our broadcast day. It has been our pleasure. Goodbye, good luck, and God bless from everyone here at WDQN. Thank you.